I don't concur with that conclusion at all. And I don't concur with that conclusion, with the conclusion of, defense win championships. No. Points win championships. Points. Let's not get it twisted. You can play, if you got 100-snap game, you can play 99 plays great. If you give up 1 point and you have 0 points, you lose that game. Points win championship. So let's get real. And you got your 2 wide receivers, and you know you have a quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks. Let's maximize the opportunity to get points. And we can find people to put together a pretty good defense. But if the other team got to put up 35 points a game, you got a pretty good shot at winning.
The Bengals have the 6th best odds right now on FanDuel, plus 1,700 to win the Super Bowl. Can they win the Super Bowl with what's going on with that team? You like them?
Absolutely. They got to the Super Bowl with what we do, the worst offensive line to ever make it to the Super Bowl because they had those beasts. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So they're shaking it up in more ways than one. They shook it up when they got there with the worst offensive line. What does everybody say? The first thing you got to do is find an offensive line. Now, if I got a quarterback that can get that ball out of his hands fast, and I got 2 receivers that can get open real fast, I just got to get me some guys that can stay in front of somebody for 2.5 seconds. You ain't got to be the greatest. I tell all my young linemen that are growing up, I said, all you have to do, young man, is live by the rule of 3. He said, well, what's that, Mr. Urban? I said, understand this. You're going to be 300 pounds. Somebody across from you going to be 300 pounds. You stay in front of them for 3 seconds. Somebody going to pay you $300 million. 3 seconds is all you need. And you can find some 3-second guys and keep them wide receivers.
I love it. We got Trey Smith on the show coming up, a Super Bowl champion. So we'll be talking to him. I warmed you up. We talked belly buttons and glitter and carnival and all the things, and the Bengals and receivers. Your Cowboys. Let's take a look at what they've done. Okay. They added a bunch on defense. They grabbed 2 running backs in free agency. Did they do enough? How much better did they get?
Well, they did something. And they're moving and bringing in some people. I say right now the Cowboys still have work to do. And I know they brought in a few running backs. And I was a little worried about that because I'm hoping Genty is there and they go and get Genty because he's a difference maker. You can bring in running backs and you're going to need running backs. But that different dude is a different dude. And I witnessed it when Emmett got here to Dallas. So, yeah, I want that. And I think the Cowboys, I want them to bite off of something, some of what Cincinnati's doing. Bring in the help with defense, but let's get CeeDee Lamb some help and we try to beat this. Before last year, the Cowboys had number 1 offense for a few years, and they were winning 12-5 for those last 3 years with that offense. That's why I know you can win with great offense and scoring points. So, yeah, I want Genty, and I want another receiver to help CeeDee Lamb.
I mean, they had a chance at Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, and I like Kupp. And I'm happy that he ended up where he is because I think that'd be a perfect place for him in Seattle. I think I was the only one that said he was going to Seattle. The only one. And I think it makes perfect sense. Kubiak comes in as offensive coordinator, Grubbs leave. You're bringing in Sam Darnold. You kicked out that offense in Seattle. That's why you got rid of Lockett, all of those guys. So that him going to Seattle was like the candy I grew up on. Now, it's great for now, and it will be great for later because it's going to pass on to JSN. Him in Dallas, as great as he is, and I would be a little bit worried about some of that covering over CeeDee Lamb. And right now, I want to make sure his attitude is right and his relationship with Dak is perfect.
Is it okay? Their relationship?
Oh, yeah, it's great. It's great. It's great. But listen, let me tell you where my worries come from. When I saw that playoff game, against Green Bay 2 years ago. Remember, Dak missed him early. And they didn't talk all game. I said, wait a minute, that was early. Why y'all wait? How you got this mad that early? So something had to come into this game with you to make you this mad that early. Those are the things I worry about.
You're the playmaker. Let's make some decisions here. Let's make some plays. You talked about Genty. You said that you want them to have another receiver to go alongside CeeDee Lamb like the Bengals are doing, right? Ashton Genty or Matthew Golden, who I know you like.
Oh,
you like him at 12. If both are on the board, is it Genty or Golden for you?
And that's a great question. And if both are on the board, I got to go Genty. Because now I'm coming back to what I know, and we all fall back on what we know best. And what I know best is that triplet formation, winning game. I know when Emmett came, the difference he made. We had the same offensive line prior to him getting here. But when he got here, all of a sudden, they became the best offensive line ever. That's because Emmett was the best running back ever. You see what I mean? And he made a difference. Let's look at what Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry did for those squads that they played on this year. So, yeah, you get a chance to get a Genty and get and have that kind of production that he's had. Yeah, you take him.
I'll add another curveball.
But I love Matthew Golden too now. That's a speed guy that we need also. We need that speed. Yeah. Brandon Cooks just signed back with New Orleans, and honestly, God bless him. Brandon Cooks, you know, they had lost a lot of that speed that the Cowboys need. And Matthew Golden would be great.
Stephen Jones said that one of the goals is to get a young quarterback in the draft. So I'm going to throw this curveball at you. If Shedeur Sanders is there for some reason, would you take him?
Oh, that's a great question now. Yeah. Oh, you're going to need something for the future. And if you get a chance, absolutely, I'm taking him right now. And if it doesn't work out, I'm going to take Shedeur Sanders if he's there. And with Shedeur and then Dak and
Genty, you would take Shedeur over Genty, Irv.
What? Stop playing. I got it. You know, I got personal things I'm trying to make go down here. You know, are you serious?
Yeah, I got you.
Right.
Well, you know Shedeur better than the average person.
Right.
I love.
And I love Shedeur. And all that noise that people are talking about, when you're talking about, oh, he's this or he's that. I'm like, shut up. He's exactly